Hello everybody, I'm the Zombunny, and I'm joined by my lovely wife Hoshi.
Hi everyone!
And welcome back to Major Minor. Shit's fucked.
It's putting it mildly.
And apparently Velasquez is bleeding everywhere. I can only think that maybe he's questioning his immortality.
Don't know, we'll see, I guess.
When I thought they said immortal, I thought he just aged slower than everyone, not literally immortal. I lay back in as comfortable a position as I can find. My mind races, replaying the events thus far, as well as playing out potential futures. Just how would this end? What was my place? Even if I left Tokyo today, it might not be over. The man in the Ark might follow me, especially if my role in Terra is as I was told. In my deep thought, I failed to notice Ashron appear. He fakes a cough in order to get my attention. Terribly sorry for the wait. There's much to discuss for Singe. He bows slightly as if in apology, but I don't mind. I was able to use my time effectively. The discussion was very good, however. Singe has given me full control of this convention center, and everything inside. He will no longer be making the decisions. It seems I've been promoted. Without further compensation, of course.
Of course.
My interests do not lie in monetary gain. The first thing I wanted to do was launch a full investigation on the weapons here. Look at them closely, and their placement. That seems like a good idea. If some of them were bombs, we should keep our distance. Or maybe there was a dead zone, a place where neither type of weapon could reach us. Of course my curiosity prevailed. I already did the full investigation. I thought it best not to wait around. My research spawned peculiar results. Oh, I guess he jumped the gun. Yes, he's punny. Ha ha. I asked him what he ended up finding out. Well, the weapons are moving around on their own. At least that's how it seems. What? That doesn't make any sense. Allow me to elaborate. When I first arrived, I made a mental note of all their locations. They seem to be placed in a strategical fashion. Rooms that were more likely to contain large amounts of civilians were only armed with non-lethal weaponry. It makes sense. The press conference room, for example. This was also true for many other areas, including the lobby and other boardrooms. It seems they were placed in a way that would minimize damage to innocents. But now the opposite is true. I don't know how they changed, or so fast, but the lethal weapons took their place. It seems that now the weapons are organized in a fashion that would maximize damage. They've all just swapped places. That's alarming. And to top it all off, it's been happening right under our noses. Like during the press conference, none of us noticed, but during the briefing, a bomb was placed in that room, replacing the chemical weapon that was there before. How did we not notice? A thought sparks in my mind. It's most likely the murderer. Ashron doesn't know, but somebody with powers from the Ark could easily make that swap while unnoticed. This comes with more terrifying implications. I bring it up, but Ashron quickly shoots me down. Impossible. The only people who can tamper with those weapons are Singe and Armstrong herself. And besides, Singe was on stage. He quickly comes to a more realistic conclusion. Heh, my outburst still haunts me, I guess. They must have done it during my little grapple with Singe. A good distraction. Everyone had their eyes on us. That would have been the perfect time. They would have done the rest while the conference continued, since nobody would have been there to catch them. Then who did it? That deduction would mean it was Armstrong, but I asked him to reevaluate the situation from an angle where he wasn't beating himself up. The only way another person could have moved them is if they had the codes. Each weapon has a special set of codes. One to disarm, one to rearm, one to detonate. It would be easy to move them if you were to strategically disarm and rearm them, but I find this hard to believe. It would imply that either Singe or Max were careless enough to lose their codes, or give them to someone in league with them. I don't side with those implications. There must be another explanation. I've always told myself that weapons like that are not secure. It's entirely in the realm of possibility that they were hacked. Either way, a distraction was needed, and I'm still the one that provided that. He lets out a heavy sigh. The first of my many bad decisions. Would you mind coming somewhere in private, away from prying eyes and waiting ears? We do not yet know the killer's reach. We must remain as cautious as possible. I nod. It makes sense, especially if we were plotting against them. We wouldn't want to announce our own plans too loudly. He leads me down a few winding hallways. We turn quite frequently and quite fast, as if he's trying to shake someone off our trail. He glances back at me a few times, like he wants to make sure I'm still following. He seems uneasy, unsure, perhaps scared, but I try not to let it bother me. I know by now that I'm safe when I'm near him. I wonder if that's actually a changed dialogue because there's an affection meter for him.
Quite possibly.
After a few minutes of navigating, we arrive. He wanted to lead me to a dance rehearsal room? Of all places, this was certainly an odd choice. This is no time for samba. I scan the area. The wall on the opposite side is one large mirror. I see our reflections staring back at us.
There's always time for samba.
Dun 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 dun. I look like a mess. Not much time for wardrobe. Sorry for taking you so far away. This is one of the safest rooms, though. It seems they forgot to put weapons here. I guess they didn't have enough for every room. Still, it seemed odd to leave out just this one. Was there some sort of significance to that fact? You know how I feel about Armstrong, but this room, it's different. I feel as if I can actually focus in here. It's purely psychological, but I feel like I can sense those weapons. I can hear the whirring inside them, and it drives me mad. It wasn't always like that, though. I used to be much closer to Maxine. Of course, that's not relevant right now. That seems pretty relevant to me.
Oh, shit.
He had some reason for hating her so much. I asked him if he'd elaborate on that for me. No, I won't. Sorry, David. If I ever tell you that story, then it's meant to happen at another time. Flat out denied. Oh well, nothing I can do. I asked him what he actually wanted to talk about then. Well, it's no less embarrassing, so I suppose I'll say it bluntly. My track record is ruined. What I've been building my entire career, it's all disappeared in the blink of an eye. He clenches his fists together and trembles softly. I must have mentioned this before, but having someone die on your watch, you'll likely never get hired again. It's a cardinal sin amongst guards. And why the last one just ran away? He left because he was a coward. You can stay, you're still useful. Both of these seem like good answers.
Yeah.
I think reassuring him is more important.
Probably.
As far as, like, getting points in the affection.
Hopefully.
You can stay, you're still useful. That sounds more directed towards him instead of talking about something outside of us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Ashron liked your answer. Yes!
Yay!
His eyes open wide, like he's taken aback. You really think so? I nod. Most people would discredit me immediately. I'd hide from this if I could, but I'm sure it'll follow me to the grave. But you're right. Cinch still let me take control. Perhaps I can extend my contract. This turret could use a permanent guard. That's not my only issue, though. He looks around the room and takes a heavy sigh. This is where I was when it happened. Rocker's death, I mean. I wanted to spend some time alone with Daz. You were cheating on me, you fucker! Of course, personal interest is irrelevant. I had to assume she was in danger, especially since the last victim was Clace. One star to another, right? At least that's what I thought. But Daz wasn't a target at all. I guess the killer was after Rocker. So I could assume that Shock is up next. However, that could also be a trap. They could go after Daz if she's alone. I'm expected to watch over everybody, but at the same time, this is impossible. Okay, now we've got another one. Focus on protecting the most likely targets. Keep an eye on everybody, alternate frequently. No. Don't do that, you'll spread yourself too thin. Like, tactically, that won't help you.
No.
When you're one person, no. You're fucked if you try to keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah.
Focus on protecting the most likely targets. He's smart enough to figure out the likely targets. He's obviously got a military background.
Yep.
Dots. Damn it. You'd assume that'd make most sense, but I fear that choice got Rocker killed. A change may actually be necessary. We got the answer wrong, damn it!
Aww.
Almost everybody here is still alive. The odds of choosing the wrong person. I can't go with a method where my chances of success only rise with the body count. Right now the error margin is too high. I can't make the wrong decision here. Of course, correct decisions elude me. At first I thought that I could take on this job with an unbiased mind. I did mention that to you before, in fact. I had no prior association with this group. I wasn't affected by Clace's death either. That changed at the press conference, when Singe revealed Armstrong was involved. My outburst caused more harm than good, especially if it was only a distraction. My choice actively caused you more danger. I can't just let that fact go. It's eating away at me. Consuming me. They would have moved the weapons anyway. You know not to do that in the future now. Well, no, because weapons anyway I think would be wrong because he would have been watching.
Yeah.
And in his mind he would have caught them doing it.
Yep.
Even though he doesn't know that they were stopping time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably the correct answer. You know not to do that in the future, like, you know.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Ark.
Blunt and respectable. But damages have already occurred. That response gives me little solace. Damn it! Sure, I can ensure I don't do it again. But little good it'd do if you're all dead. In this world, one slip-up can be fatal. And I'm scared I may have slipped up. If only I could disarm the weapons. But that's impossible without the codes. I ask him if he can talk to Singe about the codes. After all, Singe trusted him enough to give him control. If he could get the codes and disarm the weapons, well, a large source of stress would be instantly vanish. That's the thing. I asked him, but he didn't comply. I don't think he fully trusts me, especially after I attacked him earlier. Another reason why that was a bad decision. He looks crushed as he tells me this information, perhaps because he felt it was his fault, or perhaps because he desired Singe's trust. Do you trust me, David? I've only ever wanted to keep you all safe. Of course I trust you. Durr. Yeah, he liked that one. That one was easy.
Yeah.
The other ones were hard.
They were hard.
It was bullshit. That makes me happy to hear. I was starting to feel like I was alone. Can I ask you why? Was there something I did specifically? Because, to be honest, I screwed up lots. Before I can even think of responding, my phone rings. I feel as if my heart stops beating.
Yep.
Another text message? I hoped they would stop. It feels like I've woken up from a nightmare. I raise a finger asking him to hold on. He stops talking, giving me time to check. I go through a brief period of hoping it's Singe, or Rook, or Keela, but this hope is short-lived. Go to the lobby, now. Things will begin shortly.
Shit.
I'm not sure what they could possibly mean. What was about to begin? I stop and think. Last time I got a text, they said a friend would die. I instantly put my phone back in my pocket. I storm out of the room without saying a word. But honestly, I wouldn't know what to say. I assume this person wants me alone. And so I leave the safest room in the building, into a certain danger for both myself and my friends, simply hoping that Ashron doesn't take this personally, and that maybe he would follow along in secret. Why wouldn't you just show it to him?
Yeah, since you trust him so much.
We showed it to him the first time. That doesn't make any sense. I assumed it was going to give me the option to show it to him. It gave me so many questions before that.
But apparently not.
13 minutes. That's short as hell.
That is short. Let's keep going.
And hope there's a quick one after this.
Yep, but save the game.
Save the game and let's see if we got another Ashron affection mark.
Please, please.
Nope.
Damn it.
God fucking damn it.
Arrgh.
I don't know if you have to have a certain amount or if they just have to be higher than everyone else.
Dunno.
A few moments earlier, nearing 7 p.m., Rook cautiously enters the conference room. He scans the area slowly, realizing he's alone. Why do I even bother being punctual? As usual, I'm the one left waiting around. He sits down in a chair, taking a heavy sigh. Fiddling with his tablet, he tries to pass the time. And there she is.
Hello, Rook.
He jumps in his chair, startled, because she probably just poofed in. She's probably like, hi. You shouldn't pop up on people like that. Why would you want to scare somebody? You know what kind of situation we're in.
Pop up on people? It's not like that. You were just so engrossed in your tablet that you didn't notice me approaching. I can't be blamed for that. But do tell me, how is that tablet treating you today? Does he have anything interesting to say?
What do you mean, he?
Don't play stupid, Rook. I hate how everyone here is full of lies. How do you think everyone here would feel if I told them what's on that tablet? They'd think you're some sort of freak. I mean, you are, but you've done a good job of hiding it.
Oh, has he got a super freak friend that he gets together with? I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
In the blink of an eye, Max seizes the tablet. Catching Rook off guard, he starts to fiddle with it.
She
starts to fiddle at it. Fiddle at it? Fiddle at it. My English is going out the damn window today.
Fiddle with it.
Hey, give that back! He starts to panic, his breath becoming erratic. That's mine! He leaps off of his chair and tries to take it back. Max has no issue dodging his attempts. She laughs mockingly as she browses the contents.
You chat with him all day.
She scrolls through the on-screen chat history.
And almost all night, too.
Oh dear. He's got some kind of special person on the other side there.
You shut the world out just for him. But why don't you seek something more real?
It's a dating sim.
Words on a screen can only do you so much. It's affecting the way your friends see you. If that's something you'd even call them. As we all know, addictions can be costly. I've talked to the people you work with. They mention your tablet more than you.
Max, I'm asking nicely. She continues scrolling.
Wow, you confide a lot in this guy. He seems so full of knowledge, too.
Oh, I guess it's not a dating sim. It sounded like one.
Let me try asking him something.
She spends a few moments typing.
Wow, he responded instantly. And with such detail. Faster than any living being could.
Rook huffs angrily, easily accepting her bait.
Let me ask him about Eclair. Or perhaps I can ask about Jade.
We didn't meet Eclair.
Mm-mm. He must know all your dirty little secrets.
Max, I've had enough. He charges at her in a fit of rage. She instinctively clutches her necklace. And suddenly, everything stops.
Pretty quick to anger, isn't he? Oh well, I was going to restrain him anyway. Pretty fun to see him all rustled, though.
You rustled his jimmies.
If that's his trigger, he must have all sorts of nasty little secrets.
She stares at the tablet for a moment.
Curiosity. Though I guess it really isn't my business. I was just having a little fun. None of this will be permanent anyway.
She places the tablet down on one of the chairs. Then she pushes Rook down onto the one beside it. As he is unaware, there are no signs of objection.
The circumstances of Africa are definitely a little different. But I guess I have to make do with what we have and compromise. Acheron will know what I'm up to.
With Rook on the chair, she grabs some rope.
You better get comfy.
She ties him up to the chair, ensuring it's extra tight. His wrists to the armrest and his feet to the legs.
I suppose I'll be generous.
She moves the tablet from the chair to his pocket.
You're lucky you're just a means to an end.
Oh, she's killing Rook. We got a riot. I said if she kills Rook, we riot. Where's my pitchfork?
I was tempted to dump this in the water. But that's something you'll need to do on your own, Rook. I can't do it for you.
She lets out a slight laugh.
The things that people do in grief. Doesn't anybody handle things like a normal living being anymore?
In the age of technology, no.
I don't get it at all. Oh well. Time for the finishing touch.
She walks to the other side of the room. The bomb she placed here earlier flashes a bright red.
I hope this doesn't scare him too much.
She spends a few moments disarming the weapon. After ensuring it gets off, she returns to Rook. A red light on the explosive, now a docile green. Placing the bomb on his lap, she slowly rearms it. Its light returns to red, flashing its new intent.
And with that, the stage is set.
Can she control what is currently still... I guess if she touches something, she can force it to not be caught in the time stop?
Possibly.
Because she was obviously working with the bomb.
Yeah, and she made him sit down.
Huh. She grips the gear-shaped necklace once more.
Oh, you're finally conscious again.
Rook looks around in confusion. He struggles slightly after realizing he's restrained. Hey, let me go!
I can't do that. I have an important plan for you, Rook.
She leans in close to give her words more emphasis.
Let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns.
You've been wasting your life on that tablet in your own little fantasy. And you're defensive enough to attack me. But it's odd. You passed out right after. Physical exertion must elude you, Rook. I had no choice but to restrain you. This bomb, however, is another story.
She points to Rook's lap and he notices the bomb. He immediately starts to squirm and struggle.
Hey now, don't struggle too much. You wouldn't want to set it off in error.
These words are enough to scare him into submission. He remains as stiff as a corpse, his eyes tearing up. Why are you doing this? I never did anything to you. Please let me go.
Trust me, Rook, I'm not going to hurt you. And you'll be free to go shortly. That is, if things go in your favor. I'm going to tell some of your friends that you're here, waiting to be saved. They also know the disarming codes. It's pretty simple. They can come and save you if they want to.
She takes a brief pause.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. But there's a chance that they might not come, because they might like someone more than you. This is why your tablet is so important. You've spent so long immersed in that silly little thing, ignoring those around you. Perhaps now they will ignore you. I'm a firm believer that we set our own bombs in life. Our errors and lapses in judgment set mines for us to step on later. We are victim to our own actions and words. We can conveniently choose to blame others, but at the end of the day, it's our fault. You chose to bond with that tablet instead of those who were currently around you, and now that choice of yours may haunt you. Perhaps if you weren't so obsessed with that thing, they would be rushing to save you. But now, the fact that they need to choose, it makes this all the more interesting.
You're sick.
Blaming me, of course. If you weren't such an introvert, you'd be relaxing right now in confidence. But now you've come to realize what you've been doing is harmful. But just how harmful? Well, that is up to the strength of the bonds you have made. They decide your fate. Oh, and if you even mention my name, I'll set off every single weapon here. So don't try and play a hero, Rook. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go help contestant number 2. This show is about to begin.
So she's got 2 people tied up, and we're going to have to pick one. Would you like to save your game?
Yes.
And we're going to end that episode right there on that fun little cliffhanger.
Yep.
Not Rook!
Apparently Rook. Yes, Rook.
God damn it. I wonder who the other choice is going to be.
I don't know.
Oh well. So, until next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.